to my channel. Today we're going to be working with Power BI. So let's get started. Quickly download your Power BI desktop. It's a simple Google, but that'll lead you to the Microsoft Store. So you can search on the store up front without needing to Google it. There it is. Click on install. And while we're waiting for that, I think maybe let's explore a little on the website to see what kind of options we've got. You've got Power BI Mobile. There's so many things you can experiment with, but today we're going to be looking at the desktop and it's ready. So click on open and you can check out their blog or what's new. But today we're just going to click on get data because we're trying to get the data we've been working with all along. Our data source is obviously Snowflake. So you're going to click on that and it's going to ask you for the server. So this is going to be right at the top of your login page, just before the .com. You're going to highlight that, copy it and paste it. And then you're also going to need the warehouse. You can find this on your Snowflake account. If you don't know what it is, I usually just navigate to the worksheets. Click on any random worksheet and there it is, compute WH. It might be something else, but yeah, you see it says run on warehouse, so that's your warehouse. So you can copy and paste that here. Compute warehouse underscore WH. I'm not going to need any of those, so let's click OK. And then we're going to need to put in our username. These are the same credentials we use to log into Snowflake. So for me, that would probably be Koketso DBT. And the same password, connect. Alrighty, there we've got our databases. We've got our medical staff, our doctors and our nurses. We've got our patients, all the appointments, our facilities in Pique. Sorry, our facilities, private and public facilities, not Pique. The districts, everything that you've got on Snowflake, you've got access to. So we were working on the doctors and nurses. I think that's the only data we loaded. And we're going to do an import because the direct query is constantly running transactions on Snowflake. And again, because we are a little cost savvy, we are not going to do direct query for purposes of this video. All right, so we've got the data that's been loaded there on the right, the doctors and all the fields, as well as the nurses. Here's all the data again when you click on that. So you can have a play around on Power BI and just explore it. I find that that's kind of the best way to learn how to work with Power BI. I'm sure you can watch tutorials, but it's also nice to explore on your own and see, what this button does. So for this video, I think I want to see how many specialists we've got on the hospital. So you'll see there after clicking on the pie chart, and you can pick any visualization that you want, that you've got a legend, you've got values, and you've got details and tooltips. And the values really are just going to show you the numerical value associated with each slice. So since I want to see how many specialties we've got at the hospital, I'm going to drag specialty right into the value section, but I also want you to be able to identify what color corresponds with what's on the pie chart, and that's on the legend. So I drag the same specialty into the legend, and I don't think we need that. And you can see a count of, how many orthopedics, is it orthopedian or orthopedics? I'm not too sure. Or neurologists, or how many doctors have a specialty in pediatrics, right? So you can also rename that, and you'll notice that when you rename it, automatically changes the title that's created there. So I'm just going to say doctors by specialty. And here's the thing, I want to be able to see, to filter through the doctors. I want to see which doctors are actually active. So I'm going to click on the slicer there and I'm going to choose professional counsel status. Although I think I might want to rename it to is active. Is this an active doctor? A doctor that's actually licensed to be working with us? You could probably rename that to whatever makes you happy. So rename that to is active. Can't type all of a sudden. Question mark, right? And that's a filter. It'll give you true or false. Is this an active doctor or an inactive doctor? Um, and I want to possibly just change a few things about the aesthetics. I want it to be a drop down, and then you can just click and there's a drop down menu. Let's move that, make it a little pretty. And you'll see that I did a little title there. It's just a matter of playing around with the text box. I think there's a text box and some colors, and I said medical professionals in Gasani. There's a link down below on the video about Gasani. It's a beautiful place, and yeah, I think some people have described it as magical. Um, it's absolutely wonderful. You've got the big five, the elephants and the lions, and yeah, so just check the link down below, and that's my portion for Bye Botswana. I've also included a link for Bye Australia because that's where I am, and it's also equally beautiful. So check them out. So after you're done fiddling with, making it look pretty, you can move your pie chart. I think I want to add an additional pie chart, so let's move that. If you click on each segment, it sort of grays out all the others, and I don't think I'm happy with seeing the percentages. You can decide what you want to see. All right, so we've got orthopedics, we've got neurology, um, and we've got an actual count. You can choose, again, you can choose whatever you want to see on there. Um, I think I'll leave it that way. And if you like, you can get rid of the legend if you're happy with that. So I'm just trying to resize it until I get to a comfortable place with it where I feel like it's still visible, but it's not hogging the entire page. Again, whatever design standards you have decided to go with, you can also use like the colors of your organization or your client. So I'm just going to duplicate that and change the details to nursing. Um, so click off there and click on the specialties for nurses. I have to drag it because it's just gone to the legend now. Okay, and drag and drop and just play around with resizing until it's to your liking. And I'm gonna rename that from count of specialty by specialty to nurses by specialty. Uh-oh, nurses by specialty. Uh, So let's leave that there. Apparently, I forgot to remove the other by specialty when recording this. Um, Anyway, I'm adding a card now. A card is like a nice big visual you look at first glance, and I think I want us to see how many registered doctors we have. And um no, not that. We want to count. Alrighty. Um that's the number. I've gone ahead and renamed this so you can just resize it and I think let's duplicate this and do the same thing for nurses. And you can toggle and see if it actually works. It should. The filter will apply to all the visuals on that page. More renaming. Doctors registered. Registered doctors. Let's duplicate that for the nurses. Simply change where it's pointing and make that a count instead of a sum, because the registration numbers are actual numbers. That's why it's such a large value. So you need to change that to a count. Nurses registered, 150 nurses registered, 150 doctors registered. And you can make it pretty. I'm not going to waste your time on aesthetics. And once you're ready to ship off your report to the clients, you simply click on publish. And sometimes you'll have specific workspaces for this. I'm just going to pick my workspace. And you will get a link which you can share with your users. That's it. Click on that and it's now Microsoft Fabric. Voila, there's your report. Fix whatever needs fixing. And there's a part I omitted in this where you actually transform the data, but I think I'll do a separate recording for that. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section. Any comments, any improvements? Thank you for watching.